Daqui a pouquinho vai rolar uma entrevista com o Gary Fischer. Gary Fischer tá aqui. Vou entrevistar ele e eu vou postar ela num vídeo separado para ficar uma coisa mais organizada. See if everything's okay. I think it is. Can I sit here? Let me just present myself and then I'll present you. Pessoal, eu vou falar em inglês só para o conforto do Gary. Yesterday we had the opportunity to have a dinner together. It was really interesting because we had the opportunity to talk about a lot of different aspects about the economy, Bitcoin, and it was really surprising for me to see that how well informed you are about a lot of different aspects about the world, not just bicycles. It's nice too.
Thank you.
It's really interesting. And Gary, I'm feeling a little bit not well dressed.
Underdressed?
Underdressed, yeah.
I know. I'm wildly outdressing my competition.
Yeah, but that's part of the business, right? Really small percentage of you who do not know who this guy is. He is the inventor of the mountain biking industry, almost like that, right?
Well, it was really, I mean, inventor's a tough word.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the developer.
Yeah, but you created a term, right? Mountain bike.
Oh, yeah. I make terms. You know, it's like funny terms like the measurement terms, stand over height and effective top tube length. Those are mine.
Oh, really?
And, no big deal. And, like the 29er.
Okay,
that word was my idea because people before that were calling it a big wheel bike or something like
clunkers,
that.
Right? Something like that.
You want to have a good name for things. Everything's got to have a handle, like a name on it, because we're dealing with humans, and humans like names.
Yeah, and it's simple. And mountain biking is a really, really good name for the.
A mountain is a powerful thing.
Yeah,
and it brought power to the bike.
Yeah, and from the early '70s for today. What do you think? How do you see the bike industry? How do you see the mountain bikes scene around the world and the development of the UCIs and Red Bull TVs? And how do you see all this huge development?
Okay, number one, you mentioned the UCI.
Yeah.
Well, the road racing, cyclocross, they give women the raw deal. They don't give them the right exposure. Okay. The races, especially in the road side, women's race is always short. And it's like the Olympics coming up in, in Tokyo. The men's race is epic, and the women's race is
really short.
Yeah, and it's like in mountain bike, they ride the same course, they ride the same distance. Come on.
Why the difference, right?
Well, and that's not good. So I've been talking with USA Cycling, the president there. Come on, your national championships on the road side. The women's race, the men's race should at least be equal in time, if not distance. Exactly. Come on. Grow up. I mean, this is a world where, to do this would give them a lot of free publicity, good publicity. And so that's one side. And we at Trek, we just formed a top-end women's team. It uses the same resources that our men's team does, on the road side. So we're going to shake it up. We're going to change that a bit.
Good thing. And I saw on an interview that you gave in the past that you don't like, really, I don't know if that's still your opinion, but that the format, the Olympic format, the XCO, the circuit format is not something that you really like. You think it's kind of a mouse.
It's a little bit artificial.
Okay.
I must say Red Bull TV has made that an exciting race. I'll tell you a funny story. I went to the UCI. It was like 2001, and I said I wanted to make the 29er legal because it was illegal.
Yeah.
The UCI had a rule that a mountain bike wheel won't be any bigger than a 26-inch. And I said, and I told them, look, mountain bike development is still young. We can't put these limitations on it. This is crazy. And they said, well, we don't want to do a bigger size 700C because we're afraid people will come in with cyclocross bikes. I said, the problem is in your courses. not the bikes. Your courses aren't mountain bike courses. Make them mountain bike courses. So you can see where they've changed that. Yeah. Now the courses have got some technical parts in it.
Crazy
Come
technical,
on.
yeah.
So they changed the rule. They made it legal. And I told them also that the 29er is a safer bike to ride. And if they don't allow the people to ride a safer bike, oh man, they're going to get lawsuits, especially in California.
Speaking about regulations and all this trying to control the sport, I know that you used to be a road racer, right?
Oh yeah,
a road bike racer,
Yeah.
and then you kind of gave up because of the size of your hair or something
Well,
like that.
no, it was because I had a job to do on mountain bikes.
Yeah.
I love road racing. I
Yeah.
still do.
Yeah, it's really
I
nice.
love the watch.
Yeah.
I love to ride my road bike as well as my mountain bike. It's a great. It's very different. I mean,
Yeah.
the road is about. That's a social interaction and how you ride with other riders.
Yeah.
And what
Chess
you
of
do.
the game, right?
Oh, the chess of the game. It's incredible, and it's a team sport. The mountain bike is for the individual. The individual can do it on their own. You don't really need such a big team.
Teams or trying to take
Not so
advantage
much.
of someone else's wheel. And,
No, they say the time trial is the race of truth.
yeah.
So is mountain bike.
Yeah.
There's no hiding.
Yeah. And but road racing, they have a lot of how can I say? They don't like development so much. You can see now this disc brake discussion. They are always trying to push things back and like, oh, but why do you need this? Why do you need that? What about the spirit of the sport? Or about what do you think about this ancient style of road biking?
Well, there's a lot of superstition, and it's even with my racers sometimes. Oh, they're very nervous to ride something new that other people aren't. So that's it's not so good. But I think the new president of the UCI is a little more lenient.
Yeah.
Some of the rules have been good. I like the weight limit because now the bikes are really solid.
Yeah.
They're really strong and solid. I mean, it used to be you'd ride a bike that was 15-pound bike, a light bike, super
you
light
was
bike,
like-
and it was like all over the place, And now, it's funny because the bike is so stable. Now people, they do the new super position,
super tuck position. Right?
super tuck position. Oh, don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah.
But it's really funny how the technical development will create an athlete development, an athletic development, a different way of doing something. It's really funny how that works, but it's interesting. Like this year's tour, they did that Le Mans start.
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah.
Complete
yeah.
fail. It's like,
yeah.
what's
It
with
was
this?
a really short stage, right?
The short stage was interesting.
Yeah.
And you look at there was those 2 long transfer stages
Yeah.
where they went really slow.
Yeah.
And it says to me one thing: there's a lot less doping.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that
They look like
yeah.
humans to me.
Yeah. Frequently I say that because if you're gonna see, like, if you take a look at the uphill times, like for example, Alpe d'Huez,
Yeah.
Tourmalet, all of the fastest times were on Pantani's era or
right.
Armstrong
Lance,
era.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that.
They're like 4 or 5 minutes faster than the Froome is today.
Right.
So it's crazy. So
Yeah.
that's less doping.
No,
because
they-
they have lighter bikes, they have better wheels, and they're going slow. So you have less doping.
They're more human.
Yeah.
I like to watch humans race.
Yeah, it's better. You have like a good day, a bad day, and all.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. Now, those long transfer stages, that was boring TV.
Yeah, like 200 and something K.
That was
and,
boring
6
TV,
hours of
but,
nothing.
people argue, well, it's the tradition of suffering, we got to have that long stage.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
But you have to take care of the public, right? The public needs to be interested in the race.
Yeah, but that opens up like a whole nother issue, is that it's not distributed through the sport. The television rights, the money and everything. It's like the system's a little broken.
Yeah.
I look at a sport like American baseball. Now,
American football.
Okay, go on Google. Top 100 athletic salaries in the world. And 80 of them are baseball salaries.
Yeah.
And
It's
the average
crazy.
salary is between 5 and 10 years long. And It's cycling, road cycling. Every year, these guys are changing teams, and so there's no brand identity.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
there's no league, right? All the TV rights goes for the race organizers, and they don't go for the teams. I made a video some weeks ago about NFL, trying to come up with a solution, trying to think about a solution.
Right.
For example, I think NFL last year they earned $14 billion, and 60 or 70% of that was distributed equally between all of the teams.
Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy. They sell the whole sport. In cycling, they have to sell separate teams. Right? So it's a less valuable argument.
I look at it's the saddest part I see is like the women racing, women professional races, and women professional racers would be right at the top. And she'll say, "I got to retire because I have to go out and make some money."
Yeah, and the XC races, the women's XC races are really nice. Those last few stages were like crazy disputes. Emily Betty, Yolanda Neff, and the Garita, they were all really on a.
You look at the cross races too. The women's cross races. I remember. I think it was last year. It was Voss versus Kant.
Yeah.
And like Kant, she's like Greg LeMond. Voss is like Eddie Merckx.
Yeah.
LeMond and Merckx never met. Those two rode an incredible race.
Yeah.
It was like the men's race was totally boring.
Yeah.
Compared to that.
To the women's race. Yeah. And just one last question, because I think there are people waiting. And what about this whole distribution of bikes types? For example, now you have a pure XC bike, and you have more like a slacker XC bike, and you have like a trail bike, a light trail bike, and heavy trail bike, the enduro, the heavy enduro.
Yeah.
You have like 10 different types. I think it's a good thing because you have products for everyone.
Yeah.
But what's your take on that?
Well, I agree. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing too because we confuse people like crazy. And we have to do a better job of saying, well, this is what this bike does. This is why you want to have this. Really. So it's we have a better job. Have to do a better job of explaining ourselves as an industry. Now that's another revolution for us. Is we've been working really hard with our dealers and opening up bike shops. We were nice to people. And we welcome newcomers, we welcome women, people that know nothing about the sport, and we'll work with these people and turn them into bike riders and put big smiles on their faces. And we've been doing that for quite some time now, and it's been really successful. So that's a big change for the industry, because traditionally a bike maker doesn't have any business telling a dealer how they should act. But we've been doing it quite a bit in the last years, and it's working really well for us.
Okay, Gary, thank you very much one more time. Pleasure
Always.
to meet you. And I think we'll meet together again on your lecture. We'll have something there.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Always.
Bye.